further with this parchment. But from what I have been able to translate, Brother Matthew may have been right in his letter.
Dear Bishop Perry, we found this parchment some days ago during the restoration work on the crypt of our old village church. Considering the paper's quality and condition, the document must be several centuries old. There is another reason why I am sending it to you. Strange things have happened since it was found. There have been 2 break-ins, and one of our brothers has disappeared without a trace. I am not sure whether this really has to do with the parchment, as we have unfortunately been unable to decipher the text so far. But I have a feeling that we are on to something really big and possibly very dangerous. Please let me know as soon as you discover anything more about the parchment or its contents. Yours sincerely, Matthew Wakefield.
I will keep trying to translate this mysterious parchment for a little while. Hopefully William Patterson will be able to help me tomorrow. Medieval ciphers are his specialty, after all. No time, I'm busy. Bishop Perry is not in his office. Please leave a message.
Bishop Perry, yeah, this is Superintendent Falk, Ashford CID. Bishop, I must speak to you urgently. It concerns the murder of a priest, one Matthew Wakefield. We found his body an hour ago. Witnesses mentioned 2 men dressed in black combat suits. Wakefield sent us a message a few days before his death, which but that's not important at present. Now that he's dead, this message suddenly takes on a completely new significance. A very disturbing significance. Bishop, I must speak to you urgently. You could be in grave danger.
The line is dead. Wakefield was murdered? But that can't be. His letter... I received this letter from him only recently. Oh, damned window!
Red 3, take care of the target. I'll secure the exits. Confirmed, Red 2.
2 men dressed in black combat suits? They're looking for me. I've got to get out of here, and I must get this parchment to safety. I don't really know why, but apparently it was important enough for Wakefield to die for. God help me. It's entitled Cryptographic Symbolism. Reserved books are stored here. According to the list, William Patterson has reserved cryptographic symbolism, as has Dr. Lucy Forrester. Perhaps it would be a good idea to pass the parchment on to my friend William Patterson. I can trust him, and he is an expert on such scripts after all. The door is locked. I can't leave this way if I'm to avoid the people in the combat suits. Writings and pictographs of European religions. A letter from the vicar, Matthew Wakefield.
Dear Bishop Perry, there is another reason why I am sending it to you. I am not sure whether this really has to do with the Please, let me know as soon.
The parchment that Wakefield, the vicar, sent me. I haven't been able to translate much yet, just a few mad paragraphs about divine punishment and the approaching end of the world. There's also a mention of a prophet called Zandona, who I've never heard of. Unlike Professor Patterson, I'm not an expert on medieval ciphers. I'm sure he could make something of it. The key to all important rooms in this wing. Good idea. Now, I just have to think of something so that the book doesn't fall into those guys' hands. I should hide the book with the parchment first. Perfect camouflage. Enough trouble finding it here. And now to get out of here. I really must make sure that William Patterson gets the book before Dr. Forrester tomorrow. Both of them have registered for the book I hid, and there is a real danger that Dr. Forrester will get hold of it before William Patterson does. That's the way to the library. Even if I knew what I wanted there, it would probably be too late now. If I'm not mistaken, there's a faint light over there by the gate. Will I ever get out of here alive? That's much too high. I can't just jump out of the window. Dr. Lucy Forrester, Social and Economic History. The door is locked. I used to have a key when this was still William Patterson's office, but I had to return it after the move. Office. Our secretary has locked the door. Dutiful as ever. Well, now the door is open. The timetable of lectures for this week. Perhaps I can use this plan to make sure William Patterson gets the book before Dr. Forrester tomorrow morning. Right, that gives Patterson time to get the book first thing in the morning. Only Dr. Forrester still poses a problem. Right, now Dr. Forrester will be busy with her earlier lecture. My friend Patterson, on the other hand, won't have any lectures tomorrow morning, so he will hopefully be able to take care of the book he reserved right away. Perfect. Time to get out of here. We'd better go straight to the police.
Yes, Dad, I know. No, I still don't want to go with you to the UN General Assembly in New York. No, I won't. I just need a few days vacation. No, it's got nothing to do with my splitting up with Max. Sure, I don't even think about him anymore. Who's Max, anyway? Yes, you're right, of course. I still miss him, even if he is a damned idiot. But it just wasn't working anymore. You know, splitting up was the only thing to do. Yes, I'm hoping the cruise will take my mind off it too. Yes, thank you. Listen, I have to go. They won't wait for me. I'll get back to you at the latest when I return. Yes, same to you. Good luck and happy digging, or whatever it is you wish a geologist.
What? Are you traveling on this ship?
So this is my little kingdom for the next few days. It's no suite, but quite cozy. But I'm hoping I'll be able to spend most of my time at the pool anyway. My complexion could really do with freshening up. I will start with... That's not my suitcase. Apparently it belongs to someone called William Patterson. At least that's the name on the luggage label. Oh, great. This is starting out well. I should ask at reception. The suitcases were probably swapped by mistake. This suitcase belongs to someone called William Patterson, according to the name tag. And judging by these stickers, he must have visited virtually every country in the world. I don't rummage around in other people's suitcases. Besides, there's a combination lock on it. A lonely roller skate. Simon says this can take you on journeys to fantastic places. Nina says it's a wardrobe. A picture of a man in front of the Atomium in Brussels. I think it's the captain of this luxury liner. That looks good where it is. I was afraid there'd be nothing but a hammock, so I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I assume the captain can use the loudspeaker to inform the passengers if the ship has just sunk. Wow, that's really awful. Why do they call these things portholes? Never mind. The view is superb in any case. I can't open it. Maybe it's better that way. Otherwise, my cabin would be flooded after the first big wave. I keep practically my whole life in there, which is as it should be with a good handbag. I think even women should be able to survive for a few minutes without their handbags. I'll leave it here for the time being.
Hey! Ooh, hot bodywork.
Sorry?
So, are you enjoying the last days?
What?
Don't you read the papers? Don't you have a television?
Of course. Why?
Well then, you must know that we're all doomed.
Really? I wasn't aware of that.
That's all anyone talks about at the moment. Global warming, burning oil fields in the Middle East, and a bunch of natural catastrophes on top of those. And each one worse than the previous one. It can only be a matter of minutes before we all bite the dust.
What are you driving at?
That's obvious. In times like these, you have to complain. You just can't have fun. Let alone go on cruises.
Well, if you say so.
And then you get preached at on every street corner with this pseudo-scientific gibberish. When I see those would-be scientists in New York at the moment, full of their own importance with this UN business.
Now just slow down a minute. My father happens to be one of those scientists.
Well, we each have a cross to bear. For my part, I can only laugh about all this nonsense. And just enjoy it. After all, the prices for cruises and tourist trips have hit rock bottom due to all this panicking. It's just bad luck that I work in the travel industry myself. So it's just one last quick cruise for me before this brainless gibberish finally ruins me.
Yes, great idea. Basically, he's not far off with some of the things he says, but I still think I prefer the two "the end of the world is nigh" characters to this guy. Did you hear anything about the accident at the harbor?
No, unfortunately not. Have I missed something?
No. What an idiot. Someone has obviously switched my suitcase. Have you seen my suitcase by any chance?
No, unfortunately not. And everything was fine with my luggage. Suitcase, backpack, and beauty case. It's all there.
Beauty case?
Well, sure. Even men have to take care of their beauty nowadays, but you should know that.
Thanks for the compliment. I'll get back to concentrating on the more pleasant things in life.
Great idea. Have fun.
The window is filthy, but strangely only underneath. I don't think you are supposed to be able to open it. Nobody seems to be inside, and the door to the sick bay is locked. This seems to be the ship's sick bay. The sick bay is empty, or at least there's nobody to be seen. Nobody seems to be inside, and I can't get... The large, bold headline on the front page reads, "The Final Victory Over Nature. How the Powers of the World Hope to Regain Control." It concerns the UN General Assembly taking place in New York in a few days to discuss the dramatic natural catastrophes of the last weeks and months. There's also something written here about the expert roundtables that are meeting before the conference. My father is attending one of those. This is for all guests on board, so I'll leave it here. That's not a very innovative nautical decoration. Nobody seems to be inside. There's one of those in my father's museum. Nobody seems to be. A cute picture of Noah's Ark. It doesn't look like it has much artistic value, more like it came from a children's book. The door is locked. If you look at a skylight from above, is it still a skylight, or what? I don't think you are supposed to be able to open it. One of those mini carousels you often get outside supermarkets. I'm afraid I won't fit in there, and I can't move it either. The wheels are missing on one side. A beauty underneath a birch tree. Her name is missing, but she seems familiar somehow. Nice tush, by the way. The pictures hanging here are of supposedly famous people who have traveled on this ship. It starts in the year 1982 with the mayor of Hicksville. The Queen of the Heath, 1986. I seriously hope she won the title owing to a lack of competition. I guess this is used to make announcements to the passengers. No idea where the porter is, but he must be somewhere around here, and I wouldn't like him to catch me. It looks like a perfectly normal counter from the front. I can't say if it's any more exciting at the back. The counter is too high for that. It is clearly too high to see over or jump over. A bowl of marzipan potatoes. Marzipan potatoes are one of the best reasons for loving Christmas. I'll leave a few. Some of the other guests might want some. The bolt really does stick out quite a way. The handyman in charge doesn't seem to take his job too seriously. That's encouraging. It's stuck in the wall. I can't pull it out. The restaurant is closed. It leads to the hull of the ship. It's been sealed, and I don't see any reason to break the seal right now. That way up, it's been sealed. He seems pretty downcast. Hello, everything okay with you?
Oh, hi. Yes, everything's fine.
It doesn't look like it to me. I thought everyone was always happy and in a good mood on cruise ships.
Sometimes you become conscious of the fact that your whole life can change in a matter of seconds. In those moments, you ask yourself if all your plans for the future really make sense.
Well, he seems a real moody character. If he's always like that. But maybe he has good reason to be so depressed. Does it concern the incident at the harbor?
How do you know?
A tragic story. Did you know the man?
No.
It was actually quite strange. He had spoken to me just a few seconds before, and then...
He spoke to you?
Yes. He asked me if I was going to be traveling on this ship, and then he was gone again, and then this accident.
Did he say anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Are you quite sure?
Yes, I guess so. Why?
Oh, it's not that important. This whole thing has just gotten to me, that's all. Excuse me. I just need a few minutes alone.
Okay, no problem. He seems pretty downcast. I'll leave him alone. The business at the harbor really seems to have affected him. A bell. It goes ding-dong, or maybe ding-a-ling. In extreme cases, possibly even just ping. Oops.
I wish you a wonderful day, my good lady. How can I be of service?
I think I just...
Damaged the bell? Well, don't worry, I'll take care of it later.
Good. What I actually wanted to say is that there's a suitcase belonging to a certain William Patterson in my room, and my own is missing. I assume the two suitcases were mixed up.
Most regrettable. I will look into the matter immediately.
That would be nice. I'm sure Mr. Patterson must be missing his suitcase, too.
I don't think so.
Sorry?
You may not have heard, but William Patterson met with an unfortunate accident shortly before the journey began.
Oh, was he the man who was run over at the harbor in Hamburg?
Yes, what a tragic accident.
Is it serious?
I don't think it could have gotten any more serious.
Is he...
I'm afraid so. I will start looking for your suitcase immediately and bring it to your cabin. It was probably taken to poor William Patterson's cabin by mistake.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I could actually go to bed now. There's nothing to be said against that. After all, I'm here to relax. The last few days were just a bit too much. The separation from Max. Nina, you're here to forget him. So don't start moping again. I'll just go to bed now, and when I wake up tomorrow morning, the world will seem a much happier and friendlier place. And my suitcase will probably be back too. It can't just have disappeared. At least, I hope not.
Just 1 second, I'm coming.
Isn't that the bikini from my case? There's a note attached with a scrawly handwritten message. The bikini top from my suitcase. I prefer to keep my current outfit on. The sickbay is empty, or at least there's nobody to be seen. This is the note that was fixed to my bikini top. The following text has been scrawled on it. Are you looking for this here? I also have the rest. Come and get it. How? Here's a little clue. They come from outer space, but seen from down here, that doesn't seem so important anymore. I don't know what this is all about, and whether whoever wrote it is just mental or actually dangerous. The question is, were the suitcases exchanged deliberately, and if so, why? I'm afraid I won't fit in one of those mini carousels you offer. A long or a lonely. The wash basin is in a terrible state. The wash basin and faucet, as well as almost the entire room, seem to have been ignored whenever renovation and/or repair work have been done. A bell. No idea what it can be used for. The bell is screwed on tight. It dispenses soap. I wash my hands regularly. They're clean. The program selection seems to be defective. There's no laundry in it. There's a sign on it. The dryer seems to be broken. The steam is coming out of the pipe. The seal is probably broken. I'm not going to reach in there. Much too hot. This is for all. This is where the bell was for summoning the porter, but somebody's broken it. Who can that have been? The restaurant. The lower deck is off limits at present. The upper deck is off limits at present. There's no ice in it. Discussing the sense of having ping-pong tables on board a ship is probably as pointless as it is to argue about keeping a vegetarian cookbook in a slaughterhouse. It won't work without a ball, and if I had one, I still wouldn't want to play. Keeps you nice and warm during cold nights at sea. Calling it a pool is a bit of an exaggeration. Large bathtub would be more appropriate, but it's certainly big enough to cool down in. I just don't feel like bathing at the moment. The sunscreen may be very chic, but I really doubt whether it's very effective. Looks comfortable. Keeps you nice and warm during cold nights at sea. If I wet this thing now, it will mess up all my things. And it would be too heavy, and too awkward, and too wet, and whatever. The cleaning equipment is complete. Now I just have to find someone to do the cleaning. I can reach almost any spot with these. I've now achieved my main goal in life. Too dirty. I won't make any progress here just with water. How much soap for an ice bucket full of water? That should be enough. Great. Even on vacation, I can't escape the role that this spiteful and unjust society has forced on me. Whatever happened to the achievements of women's lib? At least I'm being diligent. The skylight is clean again. The skylight is more like a sky dark with that carousel on top of it. I can't see a thing. There's a note at the foot of the children's carousel. You will find the last clue that leads to your suitcase at the back of the ship. Hey, what kind of a sick mind is this, sending me around the entire ship and writing me strange messages? Should I be seriously worried about this? This is the note that was fixed. Are you? I don't. The lower deck. Looks comfortable. The sunscreen may be very chic. Calling it a pool is a bit... I just don't feel... Discuss... Nobody seems to be... The door to the sick... The sick bay is... It said that the next clue would be hidden at the back of the ship. Maybe that didn't mean a real ship, but this picture here. Maybe I should remove it from the wall.